Hello, hello. Let's do our daily dominion. So we have pure prosperity. Um, Things that pop out to me right away. Investment is almost always a good open to get yourself thin. Charlatan is a pretty strong attack. Gives junk to your opponent and it's a terminal gold. Oh, let me show the kingdom real quick. Forge is a really good trasher. Trash a lot of stuff out of your hand all at once. King's Court is, of course, a heavily, strong focus always on King's Court. The thing I see a distinct lack of is plus buy. The only plus buy comes from city if two piles are already emptied. On a board like this, I don't necessarily see any piles that will empty easily. City itself could empty, King's Court could empty. And if you want to play, I don't see it on this board, but sometimes you want to get a lot of crystal balls. But in my experience, the time that you want to get a lot of crystal balls are actually on the pre-designed kingdoms that specifically favor crystal ball, where you have a lot of special ways to play stuff in your buy phase. I don't see that necessarily happening here. Pretty standard thing that I expect to see here is play a city, then play King's Court on Rabble. You've probably drawn almost your entire deck at that point, and then you need to somehow transform into payload of some sort. Without the presence of plus buy, I wonder if there's also some kind of, I don't want to say golden deck, but a way to sort of top up your victory points. Like if we play a horde and buy a colony, that'll give us a gold, and then maybe we can bishop those golds away. That's not going to give a huge amount of VP. Every time we play bishop to trash gold, that's 4 VP, which is the difference between, just going for straight colony and doing I don't know. I expect this game to turn into who can consistently buy one colony per turn. Because again, I think with King's Court Rabble will draw a deck very quickly, especially with very good thinning like investment. And then if you draw your deck, as long as you have enough money there through the form of, say, 2 platinums, maybe a charlatan, you should be able to buy a colony and then just do that every turn. If there were plus buy here, like consistent plus buy that we could count on rather than just an unlocked city, then maybe we could build up to a multi-colony turn. So I'm thinking as an opening, I go investment silver. We will probably take more investments as the game goes on. Make sure we're trashed down quickly. We'll probably want to add a charlatan. Oh, the other thing we could think about, taking a forge could allow us to double colony in a turn. For example, if we forge and trash a King's Court and an investment, that would allow us to gain colony. But we'll take some investments. Oh, you know what? Another pile that could run here is curses. Curses could run out. In which case, maybe the cities... I just think emptying the second pile, finding a second pile to empty is going to be the thing that takes a long time. often the city pile itself is one that empties if it's a board that looks like the unlocked cities will be very important. But I think emptying the cities will take too long to really take advantage of the plus buy that will offer. Yeah, so my plan, investment, silver. If we hit 5, the first 5 will be charlatan. Okay, so we don't top deck the curses with rabble the way you normally would. You discard them because they are treasures. So rabble is almost certainly not going to have any effect in the mid game because the victory cards will be gone. Yeah, investment. Try to get charlatan as soon as possible. We'll take a second investment to speed up the trashing. There might be a time where we take a mint to do a really big copper and maybe even curse trash if we have curses. But we have to be careful to make sure we don't lose, don't lose too much money from our deck. It'd be nice to play mint on platinum. Yeah, and then when we get a little bit further, we could take cities, forges, king's court, rabble, that kind of stuff. Probably avoid bishop. The points that we get from playing bishop are probably just going to be outraced by colony. Okay, our opponent does the same thing, opens investment. So I will take a silver. They do the same thing. I'm going to take another investment here. We, as usual, want to get rid of our junk. They also take another investment. Do I take a third investment? So I have 2 estates left. On my next shuffle, the ideal thing to happen is 2 investments line up with 2 estates. Not necessarily on the same turn. That could happen over 2 turns. If I take a third investment, it's trashing a copper. The alternative here is I take a silver to make it more likely to hit charlatan. What did I have on my last turn? 4 coppers and an estate, I guess. So if I draw, how do I hit 5 with all these investments? The downside with charlatan here is that both of us are going to be so thin that the curses are not going to be terribly annoying. It'll be easy to trash them out, but it's still necessary trashing. If I take a silver here, what do they have? They played a copper, 2 coppers and a silver on their last turn. They did not trash anything. So that means that they had an estate in hand. This turn, they probably have their investment. They're going to trash estate. So they're not going to be able to afford charlatan right now. They cannot afford charlatan. So my extra trashing is not, I don't know, but the ideal, at the end of the next shuffle, if I don't buy an investment, the ideal thing is I trash out my estates and I just have purely money cards. But I would love to get rid of some of these coppers. Let's take an investment. I mean, the good thing about investment is that eventually it can trash itself. So they take yet another investment as well. They're kind of following us. I think this has to be Charlatan. Luckily, you know, our investments look like they're going to be lining up with estates. They take another investment. So the downside here is that they're going to have really good trashing. Well, they didn't get a Charlatan, so, you know, they might get it on this coming turn. They didn't get a Charlatan, but they have so much trashing that our curses are probably not going to be terribly annoying. Now, I don't know if I actually want a silver here. Down here, I still have an investment in estate, so my last estate's going to get trashed on my next turn. Meaning, what am I going to hit 5? If I draw a silver, if I draw the Charlatan, I'll hit 5 next turn. And if I draw my silver, I'll hit 5 next turn. Where is my silver? I played it at the top of this shuffle. I guess I could take the silver. It might help me get King's Court. And if I can King's Court the Charlatan, that's just extremely annoying to the opponent. Let's do it. They just trash 2 coppers and take nothing. Yeah, I'm not taking the bishop. Do I want another silver? At the end of this shuffle, I'm going to be very clean. I'm going to have a lot of coppers gone. So hopefully we can just, you know, hit King's Court Charlatan. And then what are we going to, if we King's Court the Charlatan, what are we actually buying in that situation? Are we just going to go straight for platinum? Or do maybe we keep some control with like city? But I think I will take another silver, try to hit 7. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Six, 7. I'm not actually sure if King's Court is quite right just yet. But what else is there to do? I think I've trashed 2 of my own coppers. Or is it just 1? The reason I'm apprehensive about King's Court immediately is that it's unlikely, it's less than 50% chance that they actually line up the King's Court and Charlatan. So something I could do instead is just take a city and wait for one more shuffle. Wait for one more shuffle before getting the King's Court. I mean, if I do that, I feel like I took an extra silver and it was kind of meaningless. Like, I could just trash these 2 cards. Silver's not exactly the best card to have in this deck. There's other much stronger ways of generating money. So I could just, but the city does nothing for me right now. No, let's take the King's Court. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I mean, very fortunate. I'm just lucky. You know, not much to say. I'll take luck. I'll take the luck. Something there. Okay, what am I doing here? There's something to be said about taking a mint. Although I would have preferred to have a lot more of my bad treasure in hand. Doing that. We could just take a city. Like, we're going to be trashing, ideally, 3 coppers down here. I have... Okay, 5 silvers have gone. I've taken at least 2 silvers. They've also taken at least 2 silvers. I don't know who took the 5th silver. So my thinking here, I'm either taking, I might just take another King's Court, because I'll probably be able to hit 5 before the end of my shuffle again. That's not certain. Well, no, I can guarantee 5 if I want, but that might mean I need to skip some trashing, depending on, again, how my silvers are aligned. If I get King's Court now and then throw in a rabble on my next turn, then there's the potential of like king, rabble. But that requires a lot of things to align. So maybe I just take a city. Looking at the state of the board right now, it looks like even investments could empty. In which case, cities will be very good because investment curse emptying, cities give the plus buy. So yeah, like over the next shuffle, I would love to be able to get, a pair of like a couple King's Courts and a rabble. That'll draw my deck. The problem is having those. I need 3 cards to align in my starting hand for that to work, which is unlikely. And so I think I want to delay the King's Court a little bit. A city is kind of useless for me at the moment. Not completely. If city aligns with King's Court, that does draw. And I'm going to want the cities for when curses and I don't really want the cities for draw. I want both piles to empty. So let's do the city. This is kind of preparing for the future. They take a bishop. I mean, they are desperate for trashing now. I've like destroyed them on the trash. They still don't have a charlatan. So I could hit 5 here and add a rabble. I think I might trash this investment to take the points. Oh wait, no, but that won't hit. Then I won't hit 5. Yeah, let's add the rabble to help us actually draw our deck. I will play the rabble here. My charlatan and city are down there. There's a risk I draw the King's Court. But there's no actions left down there anyway for the King's Court to act on. So this is fine. Okay. City again? Probably, right? So what I'll do here is I'll play 2 silvers. If I trash a copper, play 2 silvers and an investment, I can hit 5 and I will take a rabble. I should be really drawing somewhat soon. They took a charlatan finally. That's only going to help. Gotta watch out for our total money. I mean, we have the ability to King's Court Charlatan. That's 9. And then we have some silvers. I might even take another charlatan here and hope that we can throw all the curses at them. Down there I've got 2 cities, King's Court Rabble Charlatan, an investment, and do I have, I guess, probably 2 coppers left over? If I can throw all the curses at them, that would be fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna king the charlatan. Here, I think I'm going to take another King's Court. What is down there? A charlatan and a rabble. I don't have a city, so it's a little bit I think like invest, trash silver, and trash that investment itself for the points. It'll only give me 1 point, and buy a King's Court. Do it that way, keep the silver. Oh wait, now I have no investments. I probably don't need any. Well, no, because I'm going to get cursed. Let's keep this investment. So I have I think I have 1 investment left. King's Court. Should help a little bit with deck control. They take yet another bishop. And so I'll do that to you. 1 more King's Court. What did I discard? 2 cities and investment. So that's 2 King's Courts and a charlatan. Are there any good combos to forge into colony? If I have a horde, that will allow me to generate golds, a gold and a 5. How do I consistently add 5 costs into my deck? I can just buy it. Forge a 5 and a gold into colony. That'll gain me, no, that won't gain me a gold because the horde won't be in play. have I gained a single curse yet? I don't think so. Let's just take another King's Court. Next shuffle, we'll try to add a platinum. And then we'll probably just, hopefully, we'll be consistent enough that we can colony often. I have just unlocked their cities. Should I? Well, they only have one. Should I get a city here? Or a colony? What did I discard? So I have a city down there. And I have 3 King's Courts. So I have a city and a King's Court down there. Do I colony? I have much better deck control than them. I have 3 King's Courts and 2 cities and 1 rabble, 2 charlatans. I can afford colony. They might eventually get better deck control. Well, they might eventually clean up their deck, but they don't have the King's Court and city stuff that I do. So in theory, I should be able to consistently colony, and they might not be able to. I might miss colony once, in which case I'll add another city or a rabble or something like that. The issue is that my ability to afford colony does depend on kinging a charlatan, but that's okay. I'm going to take this colony. And hope that we just stay ahead. They buy a gold. Okay. So I suppose I just play the city. And then king the rabble. Well, let's king, rabble. We've now drawn deck. And we may as well just king the charlatan. Nothing else here does us any good. Trash you. We're not going to get any more curses, so we may as well just take the VP. Another colony. Okay, so I'm in a good situation yet again. I'll trash this copper. I had 2 silvers. So like if I king a charlatan, I've got plenty of money here. But no. No. So city, king rabble. Play you 3 times. And again, colony. I mean, they do potentially have a way of coming back with bishop points. The problem is they're going to run out of fuel. They don't have any extra gains. So, like, platinum, yep. So again, all city, King's Court, rabble. And I'll king a charlatan. By colony. Our deck is going to fall apart, but if our deck falls apart, we just add more deck control stuff. We're so far ahead that we can sacrifice 1 or 2 turns of colonies. I'm going to king the city here because I absolutely need to draw the rabble. Well, I don't absolutely need to, right? In fact, here, we're done. Although I have another King's Court, right? It reveals King's City, and so I discarded a King's Court. There's a King's Court down here, meaning I don't know what they've got in their deck, so I don't know if the Rabble attack is going to do much, but let's just king the Rabble. No, so like they don't have anything that the Rabble would top deck. Buy one more colony. I'll king the city again here. Yeah, like their deck is junk. Well, not junk. Their deck is all good stuff and a province. It looks like they might be going for this golden deck, bishop a province, buy a province, but that's not going to catch up to me. The provinces would run out before that does any good for them. Okay. Let's king Rabble. So their province is in their hand. Fine. King Charlatan. Colony. Yeah, okay, so we have run out of steam here. And I'll just buy a city. To maintain I don't know if it's better to buy a city or a Rabble, but whatever. They buy a colony, we should win this turn. Yeah, like if this kingdom had plus buy, like I'm surprised they have this many points, to be honest. This is much closer than I expected. I mean, it's all come from bishop, but wow, like I guess let's just win the game here before I accidentally misclick and buy a bishop. Yeah, if this kingdom had like a proper gainer or plus buy, this would have been a heck of a lot shorter. I'm even surprised that it took this long, but I guess colony games tend to run longer, and single colony games especially. But yeah, this would have been a much different kingdom if there were like some consistent plus buy. I mean, I was always sort of hitting exactly 11 on the colony turns, but that's because I was refraining from playing. Like I could have kinged another Charlatan and then played all my silvers and easily generated over 20 money. So you could imagine with more plus buy, I'd be adding a heck of a lot more stuff to my deck in the mid game. But yeah, I definitely got very lucky early on. Like I was able to add the Charlatan way before my opponent, and I had a very low chance of the King's Court and Charlatan lining up on the first shuffle they had the opportunity to, and they did. I think I have to go back and watch the video, or I could look at the log perhaps. Where did it happen? No, it would have been before that. Turn 9. Yeah, so like turn 8, I buy a King's Court, shuffle the deck, and I draw the King's Court and Charlatan. The Charlatan was in play. The King's Court just got bought. There's no way for me to know. So I think the 2 copper and the silver were 3 cards in my draw pile. So literally, there's 2 more cards that I'm drawing, and they happen to be both the King's Court and the Charlatan. So extremely lucky to be able to king the Charlatan here. And that would have set the AI way behind. Just because, like, you know, the trashing here is good, but you still have to waste the trash action basically on a curse when you'd rather use it on the junk you still have in your deck. Anyway, Yeah, a little bit lucky there. Although I think even without that, even without lining those two things up, I think I was still in a pretty good position. And yeah, a little bit more luck in that the AI got Charlatan Light. I think I only got one curse the entire game, but still surprised to see what their score is. I'd be curious to see if anyone goes for some sort of bishop point engine. I just don't think it's good here because the extra gains are so. Maybe a way to do it is, well, no, like you can King's Court a bishop with nothing left in hand, but that only gives you 3 points, and you can't like do that multiple times, because if you do like king and try to play multiple bishops, your bishops have to trash themselves. So that's not like a good points engine. You need the plus buy or a straight up gainer to take advantage of that. Again, this is why I thought maybe Horde or Mint or something, maybe, but I just don't think it'll keep up here. Anyway, yeah, cool, fun. Thanks for watching.